One of the things in the cleaning industry that has been really important for us has been to make sure that stuff doesn't look like it has fingerprints on it. And so if we do the thing with the caulking and the spackling, where we've just kind of fixed all the corners and the edges where the molding comes together, oftentimes we can just paint this with a light paint that's the same color as the trim already. And that way it doesn't look like, oh, the wood has separated or it's older or any of those things. We can fix it up really quickly. And then if there are any little nicks and dings and cracks, or people have run through a door with like a sofa or something while they were carrying it in and they bashed part of it out, we can patch that together and paint it. And now at a glance, it looks like everything is nice and new again. And that's really important, especially in the cleaning industry, because we spend a lot of time scrubbing baseboards. And sometimes a fresh coat of paint does wonders for making it
Yep.
look brand new.
Yep.
And
And it
so
just makes the home feel like, again, like it's a well maintained home, that it has been cared for. And that extent, it stands to reason if you took care of this in your home, you took care of that in your home.
And if you can do this right now before you put your home on the market, it's going to improve the value of your home and it's going to improve the perceived value. I know that whenever we've sold a home and we've sold condos and homes and stuff as we've moved through our lives, but one of the things that we've always done is we've made our own checklist. If I was a new buyer and I went into a home, what would be important for me? And then we've gone through and we've made those repairs. And the cool thing is when people walk in, they're like, what, does somebody live here, man? This looks like brand new. And I'm like, yes, because if we can do the repairs for a couple bucks, and like with this painting and the baseboards and moldings and stuff, that's not an expensive repair. You're talking about it, maybe a can or two of caulking, which is going to cost you what, $5 or $6. You're talking about a can of paint, which is going to be what, $13 or something. And sometimes you don't even need a whole can. You just need like a little touch-up can, which is one of those little small cans. And I'll use one of those little mini rollers, and I'll take like one of the little sponge paint brushes, and I'll just like touch up the area and then roll it over. There's no paint on the roller, just a little roller to smooth it out. That's all you need. And so oftentimes the repairs are really, really small and super affordable. But if somebody walks in and they're like, hey, wow, this is awesome, I don't need to do all these repairs. Oftentimes it's just the perceived value, and they can look right past to what you're selling, which is the home and the space itself, and not have them nickel and dime you on all the little tiny repairs that you could have done yourself.
Right. If you get an inspection report that's 100 pages versus an inspection report that's 10 pages, it's just going to be more to the seller's benefit and a better negotiating point to have a good, clean inspection report without these little things that pop up that, the inspector has to cite, but it's a 30-second repair with the, tightening with a screwdriver, but it shows up on the report and that's the perceived value.